What up, military family? It's the Tondero twins in the building. I'm Phil.
And I'm Alvin.
And welcome to Value in All Veterans, episode number 8 of the show/podcast. And today we're going to be talking about VA vaccine updates as well as pandemic relief updates concerning veterans. And then later in the show, we're going to be giving just some thoughts on things we've been seeing at school, college, as well as the workplace when it comes to COVID-19 measures and policies that are being, passed and what we think about them. Alvin, what's going on, man?
Hanging in there, man. Looked like it just snowed again out here. So I thought we were over it over here in the DMV area, but I guess not. So, but I guess snow's right on time usually. I mean, if it's going to snow one more time, it's going to be in February. So dealing with all that and, just trying to see how the rest of this COVID saga we're in plays out. I think the numbers might be going back up here a little bit, unfortunately, but what can you do? It's like one day at a time, right?
Yeah, I feel you. And especially with this new strain and it being more contagious. So if it's not one thing, it's something else. It's been kind of a roller coaster. And I think everybody's trying to adjust as best as they can. And, the administration that we have in now seems to be really trying to get a hold on what exactly is going on. And some things have been passed by them already. And, just kind of seems like we really got people at leadership trying to take this seriously and get us back to normal. So we'll be getting into several things of that right now. And I know you said you were doing some research on the VA and on va.gov and information that you found. So what's the latest and the greatest with that, bro?
Some of this information might seem repetitive to certain people, but basically there's only 2 vaccines that are actually approved. Well, I'll say specifically, they're not FDA approved, but they have an FDA EUA, which stands for Emergency Use Authorization. And it's not technically the same thing. Basically, what it means is the 2 products were made available based on the best available evidence, given the percentages of the effectiveness of it. And, usually the FDA approval process is very stringent. It's very difficult to get FDA approved. But, given the circumstances and everything, based on all the research, the results, the success rate of everything, they decided to go ahead and issue out an EUA, which can be revoked at any time. It's like a kind of a continuous monitoring type of thing. If the results seem to change, or maybe there's too many side effects or something, they can easily just pull it from the shelves. For a little bit more in-depth knowledge on the vaccines, there's one by Pfizer, and the other one is a Moderna vaccine. Both of them are, 2-phase shots. So you'll receive your first dose or first shot, and then you'll wait about 30 days. I think one's 21 days. The other one is 28 days. And then you'll receive, the second shot, which will complete the vaccination for you. But I was poking around on the VA site. It seems like they're very specific about the location you get the vaccine at. They said if you get one at one location, you cannot go to another VA location and receive the second dose. The first and second dose should both be received at the same location. I don't know if they're bending the rules on that too much, but they seem to be harping it a lot on the website. So
maybe it's for a liability issue. I mean, probably.
Or it's just a supply thing, because apparently, because of the way the vaccines have to be stored, it requires special storage. They're very limited in supply, and they want to make sure that anyone who comes in gets the full dose that they're requiring. So if you're going to travel or anything, and it might make sure you don't travel between vaccinations. If it would probably be better for you to wait till you get to that location, wherever your destination, where you can receive both the vaccines. the doses at the same time. Don't try to split them up, because if you try to change the location, it seems like the VA can. I don't know if they're going to deny you, but they could probably put some hurdles in front of you where it'll just make it very difficult for you. Nobody wants to wait longer than they have to for that second dose. So
Mm,
definitely pay attention to that. Also on the VA website, they actually have two PDFs, one for each vaccine,
mm,
and they're like fact sheets for each one. So if you wanted to know, for example, like the ingredients that are included in the vaccines, specifically for each, you can find those out in those fact sheets. There's benefits to taking those vaccines. They have those specified in there. Possible side effects for each of those vaccines, and they also provide steps and frequently asked questions for if you do experience any of those side effects, like basically courses of action you can take if you do have any issues with those. It doesn't seem like there are too many, but they have that covered. It's all about liability here. So
mm,
they have all that. Those fact sheets are located on va.gov. A lot of the FDA information on va.gov was pulled from the FDA website. So there's links there if you want to go down that rabbit hole as far as what the FDA is issuing out to va.gov. And they actually, va.gov actually has an update email list if you want to sign up for actual vaccine updates. Maybe if there's like a new shipment, I believe that came in for a specific VA location that you live near. It looks like there's an email list you can get on for those kind of VA updates.
mm.
Just throw your email on there, and you'll be locked into that. And yeah, that's about it as far as what I have as far as the way the VA is handling the vaccine rollout so far.
Nah, man, that sounds like a lot of good information. And again, right, and that's good stuff that vets need to pay attention to, even if it doesn't immediately concern you. It's good to know because, hey, this whole global pandemic, this virus is spreading so fast. You can't say that you're not immune to it. You can't say that you can't get it. I mean, it's all over the world. So going to the VA website and at least looking at the measures, the procedures that are in place, especially when it comes to the vaccine rollout, you might want to read up some information just in case you catch the virus. And then also with the vaccines being rolled out, just pay attention to the news. Some things that I've actually read. Right now, the VA is issuing the vaccines to our most vulnerable population in our veteran community, which is 75 and up. So everybody that's 75 years and older are have first in line to getting these vaccines. Also, just as a disclaimer for us, Alvin and I, we are not physicians. We're not infectious disease experts. All the information that we're giving to you is derived off of va.gov when it comes to anything concerning the vaccines and procedures. I also saw on va.gov, if you have any general questions about the vaccine, you can call the My 411 information hotline. And that number is 1-800-698-2411. That's 800-698-2411. If you have any general questions about the VA vaccine and which VA health locations around you are administering the vaccine. Any questions, go ahead and call that number. And one thing that I did also see in the news is that, with the new administration, President Biden signed an executive order postponing all VA debt collection payments. All of those will be postponed so that, it gives some relief to veterans who can't pay right now. Some aren't working. A lot of our economy is not working right now, and we need that kind of relief, especially us as vets that have put in that work. Hey, we need a break. So this measure will halt, and it doesn't mean stop like completely, but until the emergency declaration order for this global pandemic is lifted. Once that's lifted, of course, you got to handle your business. But for now, He signed that executive order to where it'll halt the VA collecting any debts that veterans may owe. And these debts, everybody has their respective issues. As we all know, the VA can overpay a lot of veterans. That happens in a lot of instances, and so vets owe that money back. That's just one of the examples of things that vets won't have to pay right now. I mean, whether it's concerning the VA home loans, anything like that, it's all halted. So that's some good relief for us vets out there. And then I also saw in that article that if you have any debt related issues concerning the VA, you can call the VA Debt Management Center. That number is 800 827 0648, 1 800 827 0648. That's the VA Debt Management Center. And then any debt related issues concerning VA healthcare, that's a separate phone number that you can call for that information if you have questions. That number is 866 400 1238. That's 866 400 1238. That's the Health Resource Center for the VA. Call them if you have any questions as well. And, this is great information that we're giving them. Yeah, we'll put it in the comments and in the video description as well. And yeah, I know Alvin, you were talking to me earlier about some little measures that you saw happening over at. I know you said you work at Quantico. What's been going on over there? Have concerning how the pandemic measures have been rolling out with COVID-19. What have you been seeing?
Yeah, well, obviously everybody was kind of in the dark for a while, but eventually they had issued out at a they had like some sort of a town hall, a base town hall to issue, to speak about how they were planning to roll out the vaccine for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of interesting because a lot of the members that I was working with, a lot of them assumed that they weren't going to have a choice if they could, opt out of taking the vaccine or not. I don't blame them for feeling that way because there are, probably certain things we have to get shots for that, you might not necessarily want to get shot for, but um, yeah, they're able to opt in or out of taking the vaccine. So it's kind of interesting to see how the members were talking about, you know, trying to rationalize if they wanted to get it. It seemed pretty split. It's some of them were, you know, they knew 100% from jump they wanted to get the vaccine. Others were very skeptical and wanted to wait a little bit longer to see, what some of the side effects would be if there were going to be anybody else who wanted to jump out in front of the line. So it was cool to see how people were rationalizing how they wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, Obviously, all the active members had priority if they wanted to take the vaccine first. But it was kind of cool because it would go active members and then obviously government civilians were next in line, and then contractors were obviously last if there was anything left over. So it was cool to even for them to even consider some of the contractors on the primes and the subs. Because I mean, obviously they might need access to it too, and if it's cool if they had reservations that they were going to make those available. So and I'm not saying that doesn't apply to every base. It was just kind of where I was working at. That's
Yeah.
kind of how they were handling it. So uh, I think the biggest thing was how everyone was kind of shocked that they were going to have an option if they were going to be able to, opt in or out of it. So it's just kind of cool to still work around, the active members and see them engage in those kind of conversations to see if they really wanted to or not. So it's just a real interesting time right now.
It is, man. It's unprecedented. Again, I mean, in so many different industries and markets, it's affected everybody's life in some fashion. So, some people think, well, why is it even a debate about getting the vaccine? Why don't they just get it? It's like, again, this is the fastest vaccine rollout for a global pandemic in human history. Of course, people are going to have some questions. Vaccines take years to develop. This got done in pretty much a year or under a year. So the fact they're giving people the option, I think, is pretty smart. And, you know, us here at Value and All Veterans, we're not saying just go out and get the vaccine. Hey, it sounds like it's pretty smart to go get it, but get all the facts first. Talk to your primary care physician and get the necessary information that you need, because we all have different health conditions, different pre existing conditions. Side effects may affect certain people one way and dramatically affect other people. So everybody got, I think everybody should have the right to decide when and if they want to get the vaccine. Hey, when it comes to getting vaccinated and this whole herd immunity that we need to reach to get back to normal, I think we all want to get back to normal as quick as possible, which is better for the economy and just our way of life. But hey, it's unprecedented. So it's going to take some time to get everybody comfortable with where they can make the right decisions that they need to for their health and their families. So it's definitely an interesting time, bro. You were dealing with work. I mean, here, I'm out in PA and I'm in college out here, and you know, we had to take the COVID test before we came back to campus for the spring. We actually stayed on campus the whole time. They were able to keep COVID-19 protocols in place. Had to do mandatory masks, which of course a lot of people were really pissed off about. Uh, I'm in a trade job, residential construction management. So we're in labs a lot. Most people aren't used to wearing masks while they work, dealing with lumber and concrete, brick, all that good stuff. And so it's been a struggle, especially with our instructors. Of course, students have been, pretty, pissed off about it. Teachers, I mean, it's affecting everybody. Like this is nobody can get away from this. So everybody has an opinion or feels some type of way about what's going on. So it especially last semester was very frustrating for everybody. I think people are kind of falling in line now with just kind of understanding what's going on. We had to take a COVID test over winter break before we came back. And those that, pop positive for COVID had to stay at home for the 2-week quarantine. And everybody that was negative obviously could come back to campus. Still a mandatory mask wearing policy anywhere on campus, outside or inside. A lot of people have issues wearing their mask. Why do I have to wear it outside to get to the car? It's just policy, man. Like, and again, when you're a veteran, if that's the rule, that's the rule. You just do it, But you got a lot of civilians. They don't. They're like, why I gotta be this way, and why, they just don't like being told what to do. And that's one of the big things that veterans tell people is like, look, if you're not comfortable with people telling you what to do, the military might not be the right place for you. And have you been seeing a lot of that with issues with the mask and stuff?
Yeah, just they just don't understand the basic premise that rules are the rules, man. And I think I heard now, even just recently, they're mandating masks like on all forms of transportation or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Planes, buses, I mean, in theory, we should have been doing that already, but now it's
Right.
mandated. Just means more people going to be mad, but you know, the quicker we get in line and the quicker everyone starts to follow those, the quicker we can get back to, I don't know if we can get back to normal ever again, but some kind of normalcy where we won't be wearing masks as much. I don't know. Do you think there's do you think people will ever fully be removed from the mask wearing now, or you think we're going to be like other there's a lot of other countries wearing masks very normal. You think we're just catching up to what they've been doing? You think it's going to be like that now?
It's funny, you don't know what you're comfortable with until you're forced to do something. Like, I see funny jokes now. People are like, I'm wearing a mask for the rest of my life now in America. Like, I don't want to smell people's bad breath, or, I don't want to see people's, ugly smiles, or I don't want to smile at people. Like people have so many different reasons to have the whole mask mandate in order. And even when it's removed, some people are like, look, I've never worn a mask before. I love this. I feel safer. I feel cleaner in public spaces wearing masks. Like, it's been more normalized because we've been sort of forced to do it. And it is interesting in that aspect of, how this whole thing has grown on us. But I was even talking to my wife about it. Like, it's a very strange time too with the mask. Like, you don't really connect with people even when you're out and about. Of course, you're supposed to social distance, which is already, creates some distance between human connection. But man, when you can't see somebody's mouth, their face, their smile, the eyes can tell you a lot of things. But it just really, when you remove the mouth, it takes a whole nother dimension of someone's, physical expression of how they're feeling towards you. It removes that. So you don't know if somebody's really mad at you. You just can't connect on another level because of the mask. And I understand that a lot. It's been very difficult for me to read people with the whole mask. And it's very strange. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm really vibing with somebody or I'm not, considering you wearing the mask. Have you felt like that?
Yeah, I put it on the other side. Sometimes, you're walking down a hallway and you gotta, well, I know me, I feel like I have to say hi, but it's like because I'm wearing the mask when I say hi, it doesn't feel as awkward anymore. I don't feel like that kind of cringe.
Like, you don't gotta do the
Do the
yeah.
little look down or the little look away. Like I just feel it in my like I don't know. It all feels guarded now, so I don't have to. I don't know. It's kind of strange. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. You don't have to do like the little like smirk, like like
Yeah,
you
right.
could just
Like
you
it's
just
just all
walk
under
in.
here, and I know they're doing it. They know I'm doing it, and we just keep it moving. So
Yeah. So I
it's
mean,
it's kind of nice.
yeah, it's a little convenient here and there too. I guess that's another reason, again, being able to travel is a form of privilege to a degree. But if you ever have the opportunity, if you go out there, you'll realize a lot of the world, they wear masks on a regular basis. It's nothing new to them. Americans aren't used to being told what to do, so that's why you see so much resistance. It's just the way some people have compared being told to wear a mask for in the name of public safety and the resistance they've shown just shows how a lot of Americans feel like they're on a high horse and just feel like they can't be told nothing, even concerning public safety. Like it's been a little ridiculous. But like you said, with the new administration, and they did pass that executive order. The transportation got to wear the mask on all federal property now. You have to wear a mask. I mean, this should have been standard stuff even with the last administration, but I don't even want to get into the whole political thing. But it's just good that we have a administration now that's taking the standard precautions that we need to. These should be standard policies to get public safety kind of back on the same page so we can get back to normal, man. But it's funny we talked about the benefits of wearing a mask too, the benefits and the disadvantages. But hey, you can slide by without, you know, showing how you really feel and smirking and stuff. I thought that was pretty funny, man. Um, but yeah, you got any additional tips or anything you want to say to the community before we sign off?
No, just stay safe. Um, we just got to be patient and let the process kind of run its course. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like just a weird time, man. But you just one foot in front of the other, just one day at a time. Eventually, we'll find our way. We always do. So just try to stay positive. Ultimately, I've always been a positive person. I'll always be a positive person. So it's gotten me this far, and it's not a good time to be just a negative person in terms of like outlooks on anything. It's already been very grim as it is. So you know, if you are one of those people, just try being positive for a change. But you know, um, yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man.
Nah, I
Stay
hear you.
safe.
Uh, Again, unprecedented time. All you vets out there that are struggling with what's going on, human interaction, not being able to connect on the levels that we need to. I know the whole virtual thing doesn't really feel the same as a physical interaction with people, face to face. But hey, like try to tap in as much as you can, and it's okay to be stressed out. Nobody's saying to put on a fake smile and act like there's not a global pandemic going on. We over 400,000 people have died. Like it's a very dark time. Like let's keep it real. But just like Alvin said, try to keep a positive mindset and outlook on what's to come. I mean, look at it. Like the vaccines are coming out. The numbers are starting to kind of go up in terms of the strain of the virus, the new strain. But the regular strain, a lot of ICU beds in hospitals are starting to free up. People are recovering quicker. Even talking to my wife, who's a physician, I mean, she said there's almost no evidence of the flu out here due to masks and social distancing. So there's a lot of positive things happening too, and we're heading in the right direction. So try to stay optimistic. It's a very easy time to be pessimistic, but that's really not going to get you any traction on moving forward if you stay in that sort of rut. So positive outlook, like Alvin said, and just hang in there, y'all. Keep tuning in with us here at Value in All Veterans. We love y'all. And, again, our platform here, our goal is to help alleviate any anxiety or fear military members may have about life outside the gate as a veteran. Again, I'm Phil.
And I'm Alvin.
And, want to send a special shout out to all our troops that are deployed right now. Y'all stay safe. Keep your heads down. Our sisters and brothers in arms around the world. Y'all stay safe from this pandemic too. Make those smart decisions, and we're all going to get through this, all right? We'll see y'all next week for episode 9. Peace.